Madison Square Garden. The New Jersey Devils and New York Rangers ready to go in the first game of the Eastern Conference Finals. In the net tonight for New Jersey, the 22-year-old, and he only turned 22 a week and a half ago, Martin Brodeur, 5-5 in the playoffs, and coming off a shutout in Game 5 of the series against Boston in his last outing. They're trying to shake off the memories of his disastrous performances against the Rangers in the regular season. Mike Richter has been the goalie of record in all 9 playoff games for New York, a 1.75 goals against average and a splendid save percentage as well. Bill McCreary is the referee. The linesmen are Gord Brossiger and Randy Mitten. And the Eastern Conference Finals are about to begin. Mark Messier out to take the opening face-off for the Rangers. Bobby Carpenter for New Jersey. And here we go. The draw won by Carpenter back into his own zone. And Brodeur left it for Ken Danigo, number 3. He starts on defense with Scott Stevens. Long pass for Bill Guerin. Guerin cutting in. Guerin lost the handle as he tried to line up a backhand. It was Brian Leaf providing the defense. A couple of former Boston College Eagles 1-1 in that exchange. Shot right on. Kicked out by Richter as Carpenter put it on net. Back the other way, Glenn Anderson. He sends it low for Adam Graves, the Rangers MVP in each of the last 2 seasons. He lost the puck and was played the length of the ice by Bob Carpenter. We played 40 seconds, and there is no score. Mark Messier, the Ranger captain, long pass, didn't connect with Joe Kocur. Brodeur out to play it to eliminate the icing call. Claude Lemieux, rink wide for John McLean. The veteran forward checked off the puck by Kevin Lowe, another veteran. And Lowe sidesteps McLean, worked the puck to Greg Gilbert, who's played on 2 Stanley Cup championship teams of the Islanders. Now Sergei Nemchinov circled the net, looking to throw it out in front, but he was ridden off the play by Bruce Driver, who took the puck away, and he breaks 3-on-2 through center. Lemieux goes for the slap shot, missed the short side. Driver along the boards, had to hit a skate deflect wide to Bernie Nichols. He clanged it off the side of the net, then one-handed one to Claude Lemieux, but he couldn't control. Gilbert backhanded it out, hit the linesman and came back in. Low to clear again to Zubov. His pass bounced through Nemchinov, who has it back off the stick of Zelepukin. They played just over a minute and a half, no score, and the puck shot in by the Devils. Richter out to send it to the near boards. And the interception by Stephane Richer. And then Sergei Zubov took it away, spun it the length of the ice, and this will be an icing call against New York. Scott Niedermayer back to play it for the Devils.
Well, everybody's getting into the action, Sean. The first game of a series, you just want to settle down those nerves. And the New Jersey Devils have their work cut out for them. They played 13 games so far, and it's starting to add up for them. And this New York Ranger team is much stronger than anybody they've faced so far. Jacques Lemaire has got his troops pumped up. He's done a great job with this club this season, along with Larry Robinson. He's taught his players positional hockey. And I can tell you that even guys who've been in the league 10, 12, 15 years forget things. There's some things they never knew. And I'll tell you, those 2 guys behind the bench, Lemaire and Robinson, knew the game as players as good as anybody in the NHL, and their Stanley Cup rings are there to show the evidence.
Lemaire has 10 Stanley Cup rings, 8 as a player in 12 seasons, and 2 as the assistant general manager of the Canadiens. Devils control the draw again. Stevens through a crowd. It didn't look like Richter saw it until the last moment. He blocked it down, and here comes Stephane Matteau. Rink-wide pass. Kovalov came right in and was denied by Brodeur, as Alexei Kovalov took it to the backhand. Steve Weimer walks out of the corner. Nice move around the defenseman, but then the puck was batted away. It was Stevens around whom Weimer stepped. Now Peluso tried to center, and it was intercepted. Played to the near boards for Matteau. Off for Brian Leach with some skating room, but it clanged off his stick to Stevens. This is a head-to-head battle of 2 of the best defensemen in hockey, Brian Leach and Scott Stevens. Leach into the zone, turned it over. A lot of controversy here in New York. The finalists for all the major NHL awards announced this week, and there's not a Ranger anywhere to be found for any of the top honors in the NHL, and that includes Brian Leach, who's not one of the 3 finalists for the Norris Trophy as best defenseman. Adam Graves lost the puck as he tried to walk down the slot. 3 minutes played, no score. Kevin Lowe Former Edmonton Oiler, one of 7 former Oilers on this Ranger team. They all have won at least one Stanley Cup. Strange bounce right down, and Graves, he put it on net, and his follow-up sailed high and wide. It was a rolling puck. Bill Guerin sat out the last 3 games of the Boston series with what the Devils said was an injured ankle, but you found out perhaps it was another injury.
It was a shoulder, yeah. It was definitely a bad shoulder, not the ankle.
Shot score! Sergei Zubov from the top of the circle, and the Rangers lead 1-0.
Well, there's Messier taking the zone with the puck. Look at Zubov getting in place, and he was at the top of the circle. Look at that wrist shot. Not very many guys in the NHL can snap it off like that. Zubov was just perfect. Here's another look. Zubov, top of the circle, depth. Top shelf, right over the blocker. Perhaps they were worried about that contact with the goaltender there, but you can tell it's well after the fact. And obviously, McCreary must have felt that without even looking at a replay that everything was fine. It's the only thing I can think of that they felt there was maybe contact with the goaltender, but that puck was already well into the net before he made contact.
Yes, it was.
No problem there. Boy, that one looks smooth. If the Rangers continue to attack like that, the New Jersey Devils defense were forced to back in by the outnumbered attack, and the Rangers took full effect of that one. The New Jersey forwards too far out of the field there. They have to get back on the play and give their defensemen some support. Otherwise, the New Jersey defense are in for a long evening against this high-powered Ranger attack.
4th goal of playoffs for Sergei Zubov, was the leading scorer for the Rangers in total points during the regular season. Messier below assist, 3:39. The time of the goal, the Rangers off to a quick 1-0 lead. Leach a drive. Brodeur turned around thinking the puck was behind him. And Bill Guerin skated it off. Tries to split the defense. Ridden off by Buchabon. Guerin. Down low. Tipped right on net by Carpenter. His backhand follow-up was denied. And Carpenter was upended by Messier. There's no call from Bill McCreary. Battle along the near board. Messier tried it free. Interception behind the net by Chorsky. Guerin tried to golf it in front, and Leach took it away. Ryan Leach, the 26-year-old out of Boston College, set it to Messier. And the play's offside as the Rangers moved in.
Well, Mark Messier is a great offensive player, but watch what he does defensively here. Bobby Carpenter will get between him and the net momentarily, and Carpenter will get a chance at the net. He redirects that one. Messier will catch up on the situation here, not allow Carpenter a second chance. Look at that, a two-handed chop across the stick, and he gets in position to help clear the puck away. Messier is a good positional player.
And the owner of 5 Stanley Cup rings from his days in Edmonton. He was the Conn Smythe Trophy winner as playoff MVP in 1984. 1-0 Rangers. We played 4.5 minutes. Here's Madison Square Garden. Scott Stevens. Jim Dowd out of Lake Superior State. He's a New Jersey native from Brick, New Jersey. Richter off the near glass. Kept in by Danico. Shoveled down low onto the stick of Kevin Lowe. And the Rangers look to break. Onside, Kovalov hit the post. Crowd cheered. They saw that it beat Brodeur. Thought it was a goal, but he hit the goal post. Now Lowe. Trying to spin away from Zelepukin. Brodeur got a stick on it. Danico ahead for Richer. So Brodeur's already let in one, and he had another one beat him, but got help from the goal post. Valeri Zelepukin dumped it back. It was pushed into the corner by Richer. Sent right back out by the Rangers. Kovalov couldn't make a move on Tommy Albeline, number 6. And Richer sends it right into Richter. 1-0 New York. 14:35 remaining in the first period. Sean McDonough with Brian Engblom and Al Morganti. Esa Tikkanen, another of the former Edmonton Oilers. Dumped it in behind Brodeur, who left it for Albeline. He sidestepped the check, then lost the puck along the near boards. The centering pass by Tikkanen hit Craig McTavish and went all the way back to the Ranger end. Ryan Leach leading the playoffs in plus-minus ratio is Leach. This is Tikkanen, who's onside. Back for Leach. Out in front, what a pass! And it was shot over the net. Another brilliant play by Brian Leach to set up Brian Noonan, who missed the net. John McLean played in every playoff game in New Jersey Devil history, 59 of them. Driver and Danico have also done that. Nichols along the far board. Lost the puck and got it back. With some skating room, Niedermeyer down low and redirected wide. Good setup by Niedermeyer, but McLean steered it wide of the cage. Then he tried to center it, deflected off Leach and hit the back of the net. The Devils have had some pressure here in the first 6.5 minutes. but they've yet to score, and the Rangers lead 1-0.
And that's going to start to build. If New Jersey doesn't score a goal soon, this is really going to be built up. The biggest problem they had against the Rangers all year is their inability to score goals.
Jay Wells shot it in wide. Would have been icing, but Will Brodeur got a piece of it. Now Niedermeyer. Badgered and lost the puck. Gilbert couldn't shoot the bouncing puck on net. And the Devils cleared to the neutral zone. Mike Peluso trying to move in, was shut off by Wells. Now Bobby Holik, the checked out of the zone, brought it back in, offside the call, as Randy McKay was well into the zone.
Alexei Kovalev almost made it 2-0 for the New York Rangers. Look at this pass from Larmer, right on the tape, right at the blue line, and Kovalev is in cold. He'll snap it right off the near side goal post. You can see Brodeur was leaning the wrong way and looking the wrong way on that one.
So it's still 1-0 Rangers, 12:50 left in the first period here at Madison Square Garden. Interception by Joe Kocur. Now Greg Gilbert with some room. Gilbert out in front looking for Nemchinov. He was upended. And the Ranger fans wanted a call. There is none forthcoming from Bill McCreary. And it's in a penalty-free first 7.5 minutes. Now McKay shoots it in the left wing corner. Holik goes after Karpitsev. They battle. Holik won the battle. Back to the point. Stevens a one-timer blocked. And then Nemchinov breaks with Gilbert 2-on-2. And Gilbert forced to circle back. Then he got knocked down to the red line. And Nemchinov shot it in. And the Rangers change lines. Nearly 8 minutes gone by. First period. Stevens was checked down by Glenn Anderson after moving the puck up the ice. And no call as Zubov was upended. When McCreary thought he took a dive. Messier put it on the stick of Anderson, who was benched for a little while in that Washington series for his failure to back check, and the crowd boos, and Zubov shakes his head, thinking that there was an infraction committed against him.
Scott Stevens is the guy for the New Jersey Devils that's got to lead them. He's probably going to win the Norris Trophy this year. Watch this. He'll make the pass, and then watch the Ranger Glenn Anderson finished the check. That's exactly what Mike Keenan wants from Glenn Anderson and every other one of his forwards, especially on Scott Stevens. He is the pulse, the main player on their team, and if they can hit him, it'll start to add up as the series goes on.
There's great concern in New Jersey that this will be the final series. These will be the final games for Scott Stevens in a Devil uniform. He is a free agent at the end of the year. Nice passing, but the last pass was behind Bill Guerin. As Tom Chorsky tried to feed him. Still 1-0 New York. We played 8.5 minutes here at Madison Square Garden. Puck shot in by Adam Graves. And Brodeur takes it around to the far boards to Chorsky. Big goals in the series against Boston. Bernie Nichols ahead for Guerin. Burst of speed again. Guerin right in. Lost the rolling puck. Has it back in the corner. Then took a check from Bukaboom, who's been a physical presence throughout the playoffs. Bukaboom trying to kick it free, and he did. Now Steve Larmer with Messier breaking ahead. Messier back for Larmer. Pass behind him, and that put the play offside.
Well, the Devils are still having trouble scoring, and they've got to get one in the net soon, Sean. I said this was going to start to build on them. In 4 of their 6 games during the regular season, they only scored 1 goal. They've had some great chances, and look at this. Guerin on the perfect feed will go right up the gut. He gets a clean-cut shot on Richter, but it rolls off his stick at the last minute. There's just not any finish yet for the New Jersey Devils, and they better find it pretty quickly.
They've had the puck bounce on them at some inopportune times. Madison Square Garden ice has been criticized over the years, but the management of this arena put a lot of money in the refrigeration system this year. And players say generally the ice surface is much better this year than it has been in years gone by. Rangers lead 1-0. Sergei Zubov, the goal, is forced to the playoffs at 3:39. Nearly midway through the first period now. Claude Lemieux shot it into the crowd, and we check in with Al Morganti. Al?
Sean, you are correct. They have improved the ice surface here at Madison Square Garden, except when it does get warm as they go deeper in the playoffs. There are some problems, and the neutral zone, especially the Rangers side of the neutral zone, is pretty rough right now. There's some almost potholes out there at the red line. They've tried to fill them in a little bit. I guess they ought to be planning with Keenan here. They're going to play deeper into the summer and get even a better refrigeration system.
Well, as a Bostonian, I can certainly sympathize with having to deal with potholes.
Yeah. That's true. This ice surface has been much maligned over the years. It has improved. You're absolutely right. You go back several years, and there were some major injuries to New York Ranger players over the years. If you look at the Rangers this year, and it epitomizes how much better the ice surface is. Only 99 man games of injury for the New York Rangers this season.
Jim Dowd behind the net, turned it over to Sergei Zubov. Up the boards and worked out by Kovalov. Back to Scott Niemeyer in his own zone. Niemeyer on defense with Fetisov now. And here's Richer. Couldn't handle the pass, and Lowe took it back. Lowe had 19 points during the regular season. That was his most in the last 4 years. He's a stay-at-home defenseman. Matteau had a tough time with it along the near boards and was taken away by Jim Dowd. More than midway through the first period now. The Rangers 1 and the Devils nothing. Dowd carried out of his own zone thanks to the range line. Taken back by Bukaboom. Bukaboom is plus 11 in the playoffs. And second among all NHL players behind his teammate Brian Leetch. They spent most of the playoffs playing together. Guerin has had some excellent chances here in the first period. Nearly overskated the puck, picked it up and fed Mike Peluso. Peluso for Niedermeyer, who touched it into the zone, and the Devils change.
It looks as if New Jersey is trying to play with the tempo of the game. They open it up, they go for some quick attack, and then they slow it right back down again.
Disciplined, counter-attacking style. Coached by Jacques Lemaire, it's worked wonders in his first year as head coach of New Jersey. They had 106 points in the regular season, second in the league behind the Rangers 112. Leach had it blocked in front of the net by Stevens, who flipped it over the head of Bukaboom down in the Rangers zone.
You were talking about plus-minus, and during the regular season, Scott Stevens led the entire NHL in plus-minus, but he was -4 against the New York Rangers, so he has not had great luck against them.
Some skating room for Randy McKay. Out in front, looking for Holik, and he was well tied up by Karpatsev. 3-on-2, the Rangers through center. Jay Wells trailing the play. Back to Nemchinov, couldn't handle it. Sergei Nemchinov double-teamed along the near boards and took a solid check from behind. At the line, Wells couldn't keep it in. Now Holik looks to break. And Karpatsev got back to stop the rush of Holik. 8:15 remaining, first period, 1-0 New York. Randy McKay in the corner. He's tied up, managed to get it free to Holik. His shot blocked and skated out by Gilbert. Karpatsev blocked the shot try by Holik.
Boy, not many whistles in this first period. A lot of flow, a lot of end-to-end action, although it's a controlled hockey game. Both teams very good positionally. You won't see a lot of chances, although both teams are trying to test their defense going up the middle.
Centering pass, a little bit too far in front of John McLean. He's tied up by Gilbert. Got the puck down low to Lemieux. Trying to feed it back out in front, and Zubov intercepted. He couldn't connect with Larmer. 7:35 remaining in the first period. Low. Quickly ahead for Larmer. Forced back by Fetisov. And this certainly has become the Devils' pace. Low. Member of 5 Cup championship teams with Edmonton. There's Kevin Lowe. Matteau shot into the zone. Skated right back out by Chorsky. The University of Minnesota. He put it on net. Richter, former Wisconsin Badger, saved the stop. Kevin Lowe carries to the neutral zone. Now Matteau, acquired from Chicago at the trading deadline in mid-March with Noonan in the deal that sent Tony Amonte to the Chicago Blackhawks. So it worked out well for both teams. Carpenter, the former Ranger, let it go off the stick of Chorsky, then turned back over by Larmer, and the Rangers change again.
There's only been 6 whistles so far in this first period, other than the Zubov goal. It just goes on and on. Just a very, very controlled game out there.
And we've played 13.5 minutes now with only 6 whistles. No whistle here. They wave off icing. Danico took a check from Noonan as he got the puck to Guerin. Then the crew of the referee almost got in the way as Keegan chased Guerin back behind the net. Now Dowd, 2-on-2 as they approach the line in the play offside.
Well, you mentioned the fact that Scott Stevens is going to be a free agent next year, Sean, and he's probably going to be making $2.5 to $3.5 million, I'm sure, a year after that. He's had quite a career, led the NHL, as I mentioned before, plus 53 in the NHL, but -4 against the Rangers. And that head-to-head matchup there, 2 defensemen, Stevens for New Jersey and Leach for the Rangers. Those 2 guys are the guys to keep an eye on. I don't know if Ryan Leach can play any better than he has in his playoffs. And Stevens, along with the New Jersey club, probably has a little bit of upside left in him.
Mark Messier, who's seen some great performances in the playoffs, said, can't recall the last time he saw a performance as good as the one turned in by Leach in the final game of the Washington series. Shot hit the side of the net from Richer. Richer has it back into the circle, looking for help. Feeds it back to the point. Steven, rolling puck, goes wide. Richter out to play it. Along to the near boards. 1-0 New York. Under 6 minutes left in the first period. And the puck turned over by Dowd, but then Larmer's pass was behind Zubov. Dowd backhands it into the Devils change line with 5.5 minutes left in the first period. Kevin Lowe. Off for Matteau. He drives it in. Around the far boards. Larmer took a check from Stevens, trying to set the physical tone for the Devils. That's the fourth hit he's registered here in the period. McTavish stamped right out in front of the net, but Brodeur kicked it out. Guerin into the right wing corner. Karpetsev around for Noonan. Noonan, the 10th child in a family of 11 children. A working class family of South Boston, Massachusetts. A couple of his older brothers are here in attendance tonight. Face-off upcoming. John McDonough is